Good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Red Melissa. I am Red Melissa, and this is SIP, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's show. I am a interfaith minister and spiritual life coach. I support people in transforming their lives through the technology of spiritual psychology, universal principles, and spiritual practices. So if you need support, here I am. Reach out. You can send me a direct message via my social media on Facebook or Instagram, and we can set up some time to talk. So, welcome everyone. I'm back, and I'm getting used to this new laptop that I got yesterday because my other laptop, as some of you know, was making crazy sounds, and it was the fan, but the fan that I need to replace in this particular laptop is out of stock. And they told me to try back in 30 days. And I was like, I cannot go 30 days without my laptop. So I went and bought a new laptop, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. So here we are. I'm getting used to it because it's a little different. Like you can see more of my background, which is interesting. I guess the camera lens is wider. Anyway, y'all, let me get to it. Let me get to it. Good day, Linda from the mountains of Colorado. Good day, Shay Love. It's good to see you all. Thank you all for joining in. I want to give a shout out to Karen from We Run Mount Vernon, the walking group that I participate in. Today is her birthday. So shout out to you, Karen. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful today. So we are wrapping up our Clarity series today. And thank you, Shay. Shay said the picture's much clearer. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. All right. Clarity. Do you have some? Do you have some clarity? Or are you at a crossroads in your life right now? We talked about crossroads yesterday, and a good follow-up to crossroads is clarity. So that's the question that we've been asking. What do you need clarity about in your life? What do you need clarity about in your life? Or do you need clarity about what you need clarity about? Sometimes we're in that space as well. So we're going to wrap it up today. I was sharing yesterday some components of clarity: discernment of truth, alignment with purpose, oneness with the divine, inner peace, and self-awareness. So I want to wrap it up today with Shay got jokes today, y'all. Oh, dad, clarity. Yes, Shay love. Yes. I want to wrap it up today with the ultimate clarity. I've been doing a lot of writing this week to get clarity for myself about some things. And last night, before I went to bed, I had just all these thoughts. I said, let me just write some things down. And as I was doing my inspirational journaling, what came up on the page was this question: what is the ultimate clarity? What is the ultimate clarity? And I sat and kind of went within and said, the ultimate clarity for me is knowing who I am. That is the ultimate clarity for me. Knowing who and whose I am. And if I live my life through that lens, through the lens of knowing who I am, then I will always be clear. I will always be clear. So, one of the things that came up for me as I was writing that, the ultimate clarity is being clear about who I am. The next thing that comes up is sometimes the clarity that we're seeking eludes us because we're looking through the lens, not of who we are, but we're looking through the lens of a story that we have told ourselves about who we are. That is not the truth with a capital T of who we are. So, just as a reminder, who you are, who I am, who we are divine expressions of love. We are individualized expressions of the divine. We are God's destiny manifested. That is who we are. And so I know for myself that I need to be reminded of that. I need to remind myself of that. The truth of who I am is the ultimate clarity. And if when I'm at a crossroads, if I could stand in the knowingness of who I am, whatever path I take, guess what? On that path, I am clear about who I am, no matter which path I take, no matter where I am, no matter what decisions I make. What doesn't change, what I am rooted in, is the truth of who I am. So, being clear about the essence of who we are is the ultimate clarity, the ultimate clarity. And so we do that by seeing ourselves through the lens of deep awareness of the truth, deep awareness of the truth. Because oftentimes we just lose focus, right? Life gets out of focus. It gets a little blurry, you know? You ever take a picture that's not in focus? It's blurry. Sometimes we can have the experience of life being blurry, right? And that's okay. And that's okay. Because when we become unclear, we can look at ourselves again. We can remember again the truth of who we are and remind ourselves again that we are not the stories. We are not the experiences. We are not the conversations. We are not the beliefs. We are none of that. Ultimate clarity is being clear about the truth of who and whose you are. That is the ultimate clarity. So I had to remind myself of that last night, that I am not this story. And then I was, really investigating the story that I was creating, that I was formulating in my mind. And I said, wait a minute. What story is that you're weaving? Girl, no, 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 no. Rewrite. Rewrite. So that's what I did. Rewriting from this place of clarity about the truth of who I am. And that is such a beautiful, freeing confident place to experience within myself. And so that's the invitation. That's the invitation to remember, to remind yourself again that the ultimate clarity is knowing the truth of who and whose you are. Get clear about that before anything else. Get clear about that. Now, how do you get clear about that? You may do meditation. You may do affirmative prayer. You may do inspirational journaling. You may go out for a walk in nature and ask the trees, who am I? What is the truth of who I am? Nothing like a tree reminding you of the truth of who you are. Nothing like it. My new tree, Willow, she tells me, y'all, she reminds me of the truth of who I am whenever I go to visit her. So start with cultivating a clear vision of who you truly are and move with that certainty confidently in that direction of your heart's desire. All right. And I think the last thing that I would say regarding this series about clarity is that we get to have clarity that God, love, life, the universe, whatever you want to call it, we get to have clarity that God clarifies the how. Because I also realized that I was navigating in the space of how when I was thinking about clarity. And we know, I've said it, many people have said it, God got the how. God got the how. God clarifies the how. So we don't have to put that on our things to do. We know the what, and God knows the how. So that is something else that we could be clear about. Have clarity about God's job and your job. What you get to do and what God does through us. Yes? All right, y'all. So that is our clarity series. Let me check in with you all. Oh, Fee said the new computer picture is giving me clarity. All right. I guess it's a really good camera screen. I don't know. Amen. Yes, Linda. Yes, Shay. While I was writing, Linda sharing, when I was writing, a concept that popped up was the difference and similarities between clarity and focus. For me, self-love is tied into both. Yes, Linda. Clarity and focus. For me, clarity is like awareness, like the essence of awareness. And focus is how I see things, how I am seeing things. Through what lens am I seeing this through? That's how I hold focus for myself. But thank you. I love those two distinctions and similarities between clarity and focus, Linda. And Shay said, oh, this picture must be something, y'all. Shay said, hey, you so much more clear in this picture. You are sparkling with that new laptop. God goes before me and provides me with everything I need before I know I need it. True manifestation in and out. Absolutely, Shay. Absolutely. Amen. Amen, Fee. I don't even want God's job. I know that's right, Fee. I don't want God's job either. Yes, 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 yes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for that. Um, let's, if this is resonating, if you feel something percolating, be with it. Like really be with it. It's beyond, 10:30 and 11 o'clock Eastern time when we do morning sit with Rev Melissa. It's to apply it in your life. That is my deepest desire in doing morning sit with Rev Melissa. My deepest desire is that you will try on and see if this fits for you or not, that you will apply the principles in your day-to-day life. That's my deepest desire, that you will incorporate spiritual practices into your life on a daily, consistent basis throughout the day, right? That you will give yourself grace. Yes, that you will give yourself grace, and that spiritual practice just becomes part of your life, right? It becomes one of the things that you get to do for yourself to set the tone for your day, to communicate with the universe. Here I am willing, and I am open to this day flowing through and as me for my highest good. That's my deepest desire for doing and for continuing to do this almost every day for the last 5+ years. Yeah. All right. So I'm clear about that. I'm clear about my purpose for Morning Sit with Rev Melissa. I'm very clear about being of service in this way, about being a vessel of joy and spreading that joy in the world so that people are connected to the truth of who they are, that they are connected to their inner strength, that they know that there is a power greater than they are and that they can use it to transform their lives, to transform your life. So if you are feeling unhappy, if you are feeling discouraged, if you are feeling beat up and broken down, don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. There is a lifeline, and I am grateful to serve as one of those lifelines in the universe, as an interfaith minister and as a spiritual life coach. So reach out, reach out, reach out. Send me a direct message at I am Rep Melissa on Facebook, on Instagram, and I provide free 20-minute consultations. And then we could go from there. I will be starting another group coaching in the new year, 2026. So let me just plant that seed, and I'll plant another seed that we will be doing our annual 30-day mental diet with the book by Willis Kinnear. And I have a surprise that I am working on with that. So stay tuned for all that. Just dropping little seeds now. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's continue with some joy news for this weekend. I am excited because we will be in person again. We're in person 3 times this month. This Sunday, we will be at Stony Point Center in Stony Point, New York. It is an amazing retreat center. They have a labyrinth. So if it's not raining too hard on Sunday, we will be walking the labyrinth. And this Sunday service is going to be a little different, where it's going to be more experiential, so that we are really, really, really co-creating the service together. So it won't be our regular service where I do a sermon and that type of thing. We are co-creating the sermon together. And so on Sunday, our focus is gratitude on replay. And this is part of our November theme, Heartbeat, the rhythm of giving and growing. So I hope you would join me on this Sunday. If you are in the area, Stony Point Center, you can go to rocklandcsl.org for the address and more information about Rockland CSL. All right. All right. So that's all the joy news I'll share now. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. If you can't join us in person, that's fine. We will be on Zoom and we will live stream on Facebook. So you have 3 options to be in community with us on Sunday. So peace and blessings, everybody. I want to just highlight Fee. Annual 30-day mental diet is the truth. Join, participate. It's a game improver. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you for that, Fee. Peace and blessings, everybody. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. I'm clear about that as well. Peace and justice. Live life in joy. Yes, live life in joy. Connected to your yes.